Probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news. Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie, and it's all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice. Voted Best of the Tri-State 2024. Here we are, the 26th of November, just a mere 2 days away from Thanksgiving. Nice and sunny today, high 55. Cloudy tonight, low 33. Sunny tomorrow, high 51. I finally took my air conditioner upstairs, and by I mean not me at all.
Oh, I didn't expect it was going to be you.
I
actually expected it was going to be me.
I thought it would be you, but I have a
gentleman friend.
A gentleman friend who was nice enough to take that up for me, and I said, you know, who's going to be really happy about this? And he said, Tiny. I said, yep.
Solid, my dude.
Because that is a very heavy unit. So that makes me happy because there is that little, like, draft of cold air, and it's freezing in my apartment at night.
I'll tell you what's a heavy unit is the amount of turkey that I'm going to be cooking.
Go on.
Well, just...
How many pounds?
Probably around 12. Now, bear in mind, it's for 2 dinners. Spread out over 2, so one on Thursday, one on Saturday. I just cook it all on Wednesday evening. And
is it still good on Saturday as it is on Thursday?
I think that it's better because once I'm finished cooking it on Wednesday and let it rest, then obviously the next day I just take what I need out and take it over to Mary's parents. But I've already sliced it, so I just pour some chicken broth over it to keep it moist and then put it in the oven to warm it. But the others that are staying over till Saturday, I vacuum seal. I slice it and then vacuum seal it, and then it just
tastes the exact same.
Perfect, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Does Mary do any cooking?
No, she doesn't.
Okay. Does she bake like a cake or anything?
She could.
Yeah.
We don't really eat cakes and pies and things, but she definitely could. She has before.
Yeah. I always thought she was a decent baker. Would that be correct?
Yeah, no, she has my last name, not Baker.
Oh. All right, let's talk about this day in history. It was 199 years ago in 1825 that the first college social fraternity, Kappa Alpha, was formed at Union College in Schenectady, New York. I was a sorority girl, go D Phi E, and one thing we had to do was say the Greek alphabet 3 times within, 25 seconds. Do you want to hear it?
You've done it for me.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, alpha, chrome, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. But we had a song to it, so I did spare you from the song.
Thank you, Katie.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Okay. It was 82 years ago in 42 that President Franklin Roosevelt ordered nationwide gasoline rationing beginning December 1st. 82 years ago as well in 42. Casablanca, starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, had its world premiere at a Hollywood theater in New York. I have never seen it. Have you?
Yes,
Is it a classic? Is it what it's cracked up to be?
It's good, and I'm sure from 1942 it was very good. And I love Bogey. But my favorite of his movies was The African Queen with Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, yes.
I love that movie. So it goes to show you that I'm not just, averse to older movies. I do like that one. I love the original King Kong, things like that. But
I liked My Fair Lady. I saw that in elementary school.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. And some of my favorite TV, like Andy Griffith, black and white. So it's not the black and white that gets me. That movie was just, I just didn't care for it.
I don't even know what the premise is. It was 33 years ago in 91 that Michael Jackson released his Dangerous album, which still is one of my all-time favorite albums of all time.
It's a big one.
There was black and whites on there, Remember the Time. I remember bringing that cassette tape to my grandmother's house, and she had a portable cassette tape player, and I would just carry it around and listen to those songs over and over and again when I was a kid.
You can be my baby.
And what was the other one? I think the other one from that album was Keep It in the Closet. Dee, 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 dee. That was another. I really, really loved that album. And Tiny, 26 years ago that your man announced that he was retiring from pro wrestling and would run for president in 2000.
And it didn't stick.
4 years later, he was back in wrestling. He's currently back home in WWE. We're talking about
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. That is Tiny's idol in every way possible.
Yep,
and you've met him once or twice?
Twice.
And
twice.
How was he in person?
Wonderful.
Was he everything that you were hoping and expecting?
Well, yes, from a personal standpoint, from him being a personable person, yes, that was. But now granted, it had been years since he'd been, actively wrestling, but when you picture him in TV, I mean, he is this larger than life giant of a man. And I understand a lot of that's the filming and, the way they shoot the angles, and they do it very, strategically to do that. And I'm not saying he was a big man, don't get me wrong, but when you see him, you're like, well, he's kind of like the same size as most everybody else. And I knew it was gonna be that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, when you see that Fu Manchu and the bandana and just like, oh my God. And he's got a shirt on that says Hulkamania. I'm like, that's the Hulkster.
Yeah, that's a good moment for you.
Goodness.
So you've met all of your idols.
Well, the thing was,
Conway Twitty.
The first time that I met him was a happenstance meeting at a hotel. We were both staying at the same hotel, and he was coming in, and we were going out, and it was just hey Hulk, nice to see you. I didn't want to be that person, but the time that I actually got to meet him legitimately was I was working the autograph signing that he was doing, and I was responsible for everything that was going on with him. So I literally was with him for the better part of 4 hours, and I was never once in those 4 hours was I ever not amazed that I'm standing a foot from Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Not one time did I ever take it for granted. Every time I would do something over here, but I would turn around and be like, oh my God, it's Hulk Hogan. Like that means the icon from my childhood is right here, taking his cues on what to do from me. I'm like, oh God, what do you mean? And not too many people know this. I don't know if I even told you this story. Because I had done that for years, helping with autograph signings and to keep the lines moving and facilitate. And at this point, Hulk was about to, I think he had just left WWE for a while. It was one of the many times that he left. Well, he was getting ready to go on like this nationwide autograph signing, almost like a Comic-Con type thing, tour. He asked me to go with him and run his autograph signings.
And what was the reason that you didn't?
It was two reasons. Number one, primarily because I don't like to travel that much. But the main reason is knowing how those things go. I'm like, well, eventually it's going to end. I have a full-time job, and it was here at the radio station. So I'm like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to, and back then around here, that if I would have left, somebody would have filled my position, and it would be hard to get back in, right? And I knew that was going to end with him. So yes, there's a part of me
that's a tough decision there.
I do kick myself in the butt sometimes just for not at least trying it, because there's always that nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah, who knows what you would have had other opportunities to do after working that.
I mean, it's not like he appeared at a couple WrestleManias afterwards.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
Is probably more popular than ever before. So, yeah, I could have probably been his manager. But
how about that? That is a very interesting story there. Yeah. Today's National Cake Day. Cakes, just a few interesting facts. The world record for eating cupcakes is 72 in 6 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Is it? Cakes are pretty much a sophisticated form of bread The major difference is in the ingredients, method of preparation, and varieties. So basically, there's a lot of difference between the two.
You know, if you gave me a list of 5 things to compare cake to, I wouldn't have said bread.
I mean, I can kind of understand.
Maybe if you make it in a loaf pan like banana bread.
Right. I can kind of see it, but I think that was funny.
Well, there's a question. Is banana bread or cake? I say cake.
I would say cake. I also consider zucchini bread cake.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're in the same family.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you call banana bread, it's basically the same everything except for flavor, but consistency and all of, say, lemon pound cake.
Which is also a cake.
But why wouldn't you call it lemon pound bread?
Wow, that is a very interesting debate. Let's bring this to the...
Don't you think that's weird?
I think it's definitely a question to be debated at some point. I think that's great.
We have all these wonderful things to ponder and, world hunger and disease, but I would like
banana bread or cake?
Yeah. No matter what, it's good.
Speaking of good, let's take a look at the good word of the day.
Hi, my name's Tim Beitzel. I'm the lead pastor at First Assembly of God in Shippensburg. Devotional today comes from Matthew chapter 7, the first 2 verses. Jesus says, "Do not judge others, and you will not be judged, for you will be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged." And boy, this passage has been taken and twisted and turned all around every way, backwards, forwards, and upside down. And so many people look at this and say, anything I do is okay. You have no right to judge me. Well, the second part of that is true. A human being has no right to judge another. In the biblical sense and in keeping with the true meaning of this passage, what Jesus is saying is you have no right to presume what is in another's heart. There's no way you can know exactly what is in another person's mind. So you're not to judge based on what you perceive. Now, we are to judge. There are things that we can rightly judge when we have both sides of the story. We have people called judges that wear black robes and sit in the courtroom, and they judge, and it's part of our legal system. There are also judgments that God has made as revealed in His Word. There are many things that we don't have to wonder whether they are right or whether they are wrong, because we have the Word of God to show us. Jesus did not go through his 3 years of earthly ministry not making any claims about any group of people, whether they were right or wrong. He did quite the opposite. He was very harsh with some people, and especially those who thought they were above judgment. He was very hard on the ones who thought that they themselves and what they did were righteous. The very ones who did not claim to need Jesus were the ones that Jesus had the highest judgment for. So let's be careful about how we throw around this word judge. There are some standards. Jesus said, you will be judged by the same standard. So when we judge, let's use the standard of the Word of God. Let's use the standard that God holds us to. Let's be careful. Don't get judgy. Don't presume to know what's in somebody else's heart. How about we act like Jesus, huh? How about we show love to those who are far from God? How about we show compassion and grace to those who are going through difficult situations? But let us never derivate from the standard, and that is the standard, the Word of God. God bless you.
Drive up Thanksgiving meals. We reported on this yesterday and last week, but I think it does merit repeating. I think it is really important to understand the different things that are going on in the area for Thanksgiving if you need it. Thursday, there's going to be a drive up Thanksgiving meal. You can pick up between 10 and noon. You do have to call to reserve the meal. The number is 717-597-8333, extension 3. It's a free dinner and single serve, ready to eat meals. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. And this one is in Greencastle Presbyterian Church, 57 West Baltimore Street. And that is obviously in Greencastle. And then another dinner celebration if you are in the West Virginia area, specifically Martinsburg, Thursday, between 11 and 3, Moose Lodge on Woodbury Avenue. It is a Thanksgiving dinner, and it's hosted by Harvest Lighthouse Ministries. Everyone's invited. It is free. There's a dinner, a DJ, and transportation, if you need it, by the Eastern Panhandle Transit Authority. They will pick up at the Harvest Lighthouse Ministry. Lots of different options for you on time. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. Donations of clothing accepted and free to everyone in need. And if you need more information, you can send an email to harvestlighthouse@gmail.com. But I really love how our community is really making sure that everybody is taken care of and everybody has the opportunity to get a really delicious Thanksgiving meal.
And speaking of being taken care of, that ties very nicely into this. The Washington County Community Action Council has officially kicked off its Heat for the Holidays campaign, aimed at raising $50,000 to provide vital energy assistance for seniors, individuals with disabilities, those with critical medical needs, and families in Washington County. The campaign launch was made possible by a $5,000 donation from the Washington County Petroleum Association, consisting of Stephan Finley, ACT, and Hardell. The CAC invites the entire community to join in the campaign and make a difference by donating to Heat for the Holidays. Contributions will go directly toward assisting local households with heating, oil, and electricity needs during the coldest months of the year. Donations can be made online at wccac.org/donate-now. For more info, call the Washington County CAC at 301-797-4161.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I never even thought how difficult it must be with the high electric bills. And
I remember talking to someone a while back from a local heating company in Waynesboro, and they were telling me that, because they do something similar to this, and they said that one of the things too is a lot of the older people who need help, not only do they need help just from an income standpoint, because a lot of them are on fixed income, he said, but they also live in older houses that aren't as well insulated.
Sure.
So their heating bills are made
astronomical,
even worse because of that. So this, again, is...
That's great. That's a really, really
Yep.
great cause. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy.
On Friday in Washington County, Maryland football action, the Boonesboro Warriors fell to the Northern Garrett Huskies 49-0, eliminating Boonesboro from the playoffs. Also in Washington County sports news, longtime North High wrestling coach Greg Slick will be inducted into the State Hall of Fame. Congratulations going out to Coach Slick. It is well deserved. Grace Larivi, star volleyball player at Grace Academy, makes her Division I signing with St. Francis University official. Congratulations going out to Grace. In Berkeley County sports action, number 2, Spring Mills shut out number 15, Hedgesville, to advance to the quarterfinals over the weekend in playoff football. Martinsburg also got a victory in playoff football in Berkeley County sports high school action. They dominated Parkersburg 77-7 to advance to the WVSS-AC quarterfinals.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Shop downtown Chambersburg on Small Business Saturday, November 30th, and you could receive free gift certificate giveaways. Spend $25 or more at downtown merchants such as Here's Looking at You, Gear House Brewing, Screaming Bambino, and Bolri Delicias. Then bring your receipts to F&M Trust on the Square starting at 10 a.m. Over $3,000 worth of downtown dollars will be given away. Thanks to Downtown Business Council of Chambersburg and F&M Trust. Details at downtownseaburg.com.
Attention shoppers, Four Pools has big news.
Yes, Robbie, I think you're going to like the news.
Four Pools is opening their 4th location, a pop-up store across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
It will be convenient for Christmas shopping, and to celebrate the grand opening of the pop-up store, they have special grand opening prices on hot tubs and endless pools. There's a special truckload of hot tubs, including a limited number of factory second hot tubs up to 30% 20% off. Right again, Robbie. There's no better way to ease those aches and pains than with your very own hot tub. Imagine soaking in hot bubbling water after a long day. It's like a warm hug for your body. And Floor Pools is where relaxation meets savings. Take advantage of special prices now during the grand opening of Floor Pools' new pop-up store at Valley Mall, Hagerstown. Or stop by any of Floor Pools' 3 locations in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
Hey, it's Cody from Bell Jewelers. Our Black Friday promotion is here with amazing savings throughout the store and exclusive gifts. Spend $9.99 or more and receive a free $200 Bell Jewelers gift card. Or with a purchase of $29.99 or more, take home a 1.30 carat loose round lab diamond. Plus, be one of the first 10 customers on Wednesday or the first 20 on Friday to get a free swag bag. We're open Wednesday from 10 to 6, Black Friday 9 to 6, and Small Business Saturday 10 to 5. Check out our Facebook for our digital catalog with even more specials. Bell Jewelers on Northern Avenue, Chambersburg, your diamond destination.
It's that time of year to get your Christmas cards ordered and in the mail. LA Cameras has stationary 5x7 cards in single-sided, double-sided, or folded, printed on premium card stock. And their most popular card is the 4x8 photo card. Lots of new templates and layouts this season. All cards come with envelopes. And don't forget to order your calendars. They have desk 8.5x11, 12x12, and more. Visit LA Cameras, home of unique photo gifts, quality craftsmanship, cameras, prints, and more. LACameras.com. Images create fun. Need a trailer? Now through Black Friday, take advantage of the lowest prices of the year at Hammer Down Customs Holiday Sale. Financing options available. Hammer Down Customs, Buchanan Trail East, Waynesboro. Trailers, tags, titles. Hammer Down. Community Free Clinic would like to thank all of their staff, providers, and volunteers who make what they do possible, offering free health care to qualifying individuals living in Washington County, Maryland, all possible, all because of each of you. Go to communityfreeclinic.org for more info.
It's the perfect blend of modern living and timeless elegance. DRB Homes Loft at Creekside in the heart of Winchester. DRB Homes' premier uptown 2-floor plan offers spaces thoughtfully designed for your lifestyle, along with options including a 4th floor loft and terrace. Your premier lifestyle begins with the tranquility and amenities of the lofts at Creekside, just minutes from downtown, surrounded by natural beauty and moments away from shopping and dining. To find your dream home at the lofts at Creekside, visit drbhomes.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
Our first guest today, we have Paul Fry, who is the president and CEO of the Washington County Chamber of Commerce and also one of our finest dressed people we've ever had on the show. And how you doing today?
Everything's good. We've got the holiday coming up, so what's not to like?
That's right. Are you personally prepared for it?
Yes, because my wife is. We are hosting about 40 people.
Whoa.
Family mainly. And so that's coming up on Thursday. So we've done all the shopping. Now the prepping begins.
Is that why there's no remaining turkey or stuffing or?
Oh my gosh, I know. We have to find the right size turkey, but yeah.
Who does your wife cook all of it?
Mostly she does. She makes 6 pies. She makes great turkey, great stuffing. She's a really good cook, and everyone else comes with their appetite and some alcoholic beverages.
Does she enjoy doing that?
She does.
You'd almost have to.
She does. Yeah. Yeah. She really loves doing it.
Wow.
And is this all for is it like come as you whenever you show up, grab a plate, or is it here's the time we're eating and everyone gathers?
Yeah, generally we'll maybe eat around 3, come a little early for a little socializing, a little catching up. Then we'll have the table set up. It's a buffet set up, serve yourself, sit around the house, find a chair, find a couch.
Find an outside patio or something.
That's where I would be.
I know. Unfortunately, this year it's not going to be as warm as it usually is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we might kick some of the grandkids out for the outside.
That is a very large dinner party you're going to be having.
That's quite the undertaking. Now, is Christmas as busy as that?
Not as busy.
Okay.
We will sometimes host some folks, but then we'll travel to our kids and travel to them, and our one daughter usually hosts that. So Thanksgiving is kind of the big. Easter we host, Memorial Day, Labor Day. Yeah.
So your wife kind of get Christmas off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your wife is my hero.
Right. Yeah.
That's.
She loves doing it.
What is her name?
Laurie. Laurie. Yes.
Laurie, you are a rock star.
Yeah. Really. I was panicking about cooking a 6-pound turkey for like 3 people, so I feel a little embarrassed now. But
yesterday we were on air on our sister station WAYZ, and Katie was asking the question about how long it takes to thaw a turkey and then mentioned that it was 6 pounds. So someone texts in and says, 6 pounds, it's just an oversized chicken.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that is, and here I am like sweating and panicking about it. But
yeah.
so Paul, the last time you were here, we really focused on just the general mission of the chamber. And I thought today we could just kind of hone in and focus more on some of the programs that you have going on. So I'll just let you kind of take over and explain what's going on with the chamber.
Well, as you mentioned last time, we talked about our new logo and messaging, and work with our friends at High Rock. They really boiled everything down to 3 words: growth, community, and success. So we're about private sector being healthy and prosperous. We also want our community members to be successful, our nonprofits, our school system, arts and entertainment, and then we want everyone to be wildly successful. So growth, community, success is what we're focused on. And to help do that, especially for our smaller organizations, is we have a lot of different opportunities to interact with each other. Jim Rome, who is a motivational speaker, he said famously, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." Because the work and life is not easy, so can you be better? Can you be more efficient? So we have a number of programs that help people connect. One of them is new this year, Boots to Suits.
Mm-hmm.
It's focused on veterans transitioning from military service to civilian life. You don't have to be a veteran to attend, and that's once a month at our office in the morning. We meet with veterans who maybe are moving from military service to civilian life. We also meet with lots of organizations to help them. So that's something you can come to. You don't have to be a chamber member. You don't necessarily have to register for it. That's once a month.
And that's a free event. You can just come and take advantage of it.
Sure.
Does that also connect them with potential employers?
It absolutely does.
Wonderful.
We've had we're going in our 2nd year. We've had a number of folks who have been hired from that process or learn about job opportunities with some of our partner organizations.
That's
here.
great.
Yeah. And so that's another good program. We also have Your Next Customer. That's in our 6th year. Wow. Eddie Peters, one of our members, started this 6 years ago. It's kind of a nice networking opportunity for 25 or 30 people. Again, in the morning, 8 to 9 at our office. You don't have to be a member to do that. And we have different topics of interest. We might be on leadership, marketing, personal development. And Eddie facilitates it with one of our members, kind of a guest presenter. And it's an opportunity for people to go around, introduce themselves, talk about what they're trying to accomplish, but also how you can help others. You know, Dale Carnegie said, "Give before you get." And some of our activities for our members, we talk to them about, don't always look at what people can do for you. Just learn about others and how can you connect others.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually that will help you. We also have, for the fairer sex, we have Women Empowered. That's, I think, the 3rd or 4th Friday at our office. Again, in the morning, it's a little bit longer, 7:30 to 9. Again, topics of interest for women. It could be financial investment. It could be personal development. Last month, it was about plants. And you have plants that are dying at home, and how can you reinvigorate your plants? And so that was kind of interesting. And we get 30 women typically. I'll say hello. I don't usually step over the threshold. I'll just say hi from the doorway and then leave. So that's another opportunity. We also have once a month our business and social hour, BASH, and that moves around to a different member organization every month. This past month we were at Bailey Cask and Kettle, a new business that opened up downtown. In December, the chamber is hosting that as open house BASH, Thursday the 19th of December.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to give to each one of you is what we're going to hand out to everyone who comes here. This is, I think, a neat little nail kit with our new logo on there.
You okay, Katie?
It's hunter orange, so when you're up in a tree stand and you're doing something, you don't get shot.
Want your manicure?
That's right, and so one for you.
Well, thank you very much.
So you have to come. For members, it's $5. Push on that.
I'm so sorry. That was really embarrassing.
So it's for chamber members, it's $5 to attend, and we have a jackpot. For non-members, it's $10. But if you come, we're going to give one of these out as our little gift. I leave one in my car.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't even use it for nails. I use it for some sort of MacGyver trick I do.
Right. Oh, yes, of course. You never know when you have
to,
jumpstart a car using these kinds of pieces. You never know.
So the bash is, we get probably 125 to 150 people. Number one, it's a good time to interact with a lot of different people, meet a new business. Also, we have a jackpot. It grows by $250 every month. Every member's name is in there. You have to be there to win. So 650 member organizations, everyone's name is in there. We'll pull out. If you're there, you win the jackpot. It's up to $2,000. And if you're not there, everyone says 1, 2, 3. Aw, raise it $250, and you get kind of a spotlight email as a consolation prize.
And what time? That's on Thursday the 19th.
19th. Now this can be a little bit earlier, 3 to 6.
Okay.
Usually it's 5 to 7, but it's gonna be 3 to 6. And again, we're going to have every half hour, we're going to have some nice raffle prizes, some dinner certificates. If you've heard of Hub City Vinyl, they're going to give away some tickets or some music.
They're doing a lot of renovations. New Edition I saw recently on Facebook. They're doing great.
And I don't know if you've been there yet.
Yes, we
really
did.
Some great music, some great acts. So that's another event we have. We also have a new program this year. It's called Chamber U, YOU. And again, it's monthly sessions at HCC, includes a lunch about marketing, leadership, human resources. And I guess my point is there's something for everybody, and some things you have to be a member, some things you don't have to. The idea is to interact with folks because, as you know, people have to get to know you, they have to get to like you, then they trust you, then they'll do business. Most folks aren't doing business with you the first time. So we encourage people to come to the different activities and programs we have. And we also tease, because believe it or not, I'm an introvert by nature. I don't believe that. I'm number 8 of 10 kids, so I learned to stay out of the way. And I like meeting new people, but at the end of a program or evening, I go home and take a nap because it's a lot of energy just to stay there. And so if you're introverted, a little shy, we have people who will introduce you. We also say in the evening events, if there's alcohol involved, go to the bar first.
Oh, yes.
And then start meeting people.
Katie would do that anyway.
Do you have something set up for young professionals?
We do, called Gen Next, and from under the age of 40. And we encourage people to attend for that. You don't have to be a chamber member. Very welcoming group. And they do social activities. They might go to Antietam Brewery or Thick and Thin. They went to Farney-Keedy last night, as a matter of fact, to do some decorating. They're going to do gift wrapping at the mall. They'll do some leadership development. So it's really a way for the folks under the age of 40 to interact with each other, kind of the bench of our community here coming up.
This might be a silly question, but you need to be a resident of Washington County to attend these different events? No, it's open to everybody?
No, because we have members who live and work in Frederick. They live and work in Chambersburg. So you can be, if you're just visiting for the area, you're welcome to come and attend.
I really enjoy those events. When I lived in Harrisburg, I went to a networking event. I was probably 21, 22 at the time.
2 years ago?
Yeah, right. So this was last night, obviously. And I met my financial advisor that I still have to this day, and he was just starting his business.
Wow.
And he and I got to talking. I really liked him, and I knew he was trying to build something. And I thought, why not just be one of the first people one of his first clients, and fast forward 18 years, he's still my financial advisor.
He still answers all of her numerous questions.
And he's wildly successful and doing a wonderful job. And I always think I met him at one of these networking events at a brewery in Harrisburg. And so I really love those different events where people can come together and share their business and their aspirations and their goals with others and really make those connections. You never know who you're going to meet.
Right. And we encourage people, especially at the larger events, the Bash and other larger events, to meet at least 3 new people and make yourself do that, because you never know how you can help them, how they can help you personally.
Absolutely.
Whether it be, do you need a car repair? Are you trying to buy certain groceries somewhere? Do you need a financial advisor? Mm-hmm. And so, again, even if you're a shy or introverted person, you just never know how you can help someone out or whom you'll meet that you can assist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, completely off topic, but this morning, I realized I could not find my tweezers. So I put them on my grocery list, and now here you come in with this lovely little pack, and tweezers are in there.
Coming in clutch there.
We're a full-service chamber.
You really are. You just made my whole day.
So now tell us again how everyone who's listening, who attends, can attend your event. Tell them about the event. And I don't know if you can really see all that. You know what?
These are great.
Let's move to Paul here, if we can. Leighton for us. There we go. There you hold that up there.
All right. Now hold it next to our other logo here.
There you go.
So, ABC, always be closing,
Always
as they say.
be closing, that's right. And that's going to be available at the Holiday Bash.
That's right. So December 19th at our office, downtown, 1 South Potomac Street. It's going to be from 3 to 6. I think it's 3 to 7 open house. Again, we'll have free adult beverages when you enter. Beer, wine. Meinl Schmidt Distillery is going to have a special drink. We're going to have half-hour giveaways, raffle prizes. We're going to try to give away the $2,000 and an additional $500 at 6:30. We're going to give away. It's going to be a real holiday special.
You are speaking, Katie.
And I was just thinking, I'm on the air until 5, but you can you come after? Or do you have to be there at the start at 3 or kind of come as you can?
Anytime, yeah.
Okay.
But we encourage people to definitely be there at 6. That's when we do the big jackpot drawing. But anytime between 3 to 7, come, stay as long as you like.
Perfect.
7 o'clock or 7:05, we'll kick you out, though.
Love it. Well, it sounds like I'm going to be sick on the 19th. Sorry, Tiny, if you want to start accounting for that now. But Paul, thank you for the gift.
You're welcome.
Here,
this is you.
I just don't know. This is just so nice to cross this off of my list because you provided me with research today.
Great. That's wonderful. The chamber is wonderful. Paul, you're great, and your wife, rock star.
Yeah.
Good luck on Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Hopefully, you get a little nap in. Let that tryptophan just kick in and take you away.
I will. Thank you.
Right.
Coming up, we're going to take a look at news and sports, and it's all powered by Legends Bar in Chambersburg. You can satisfy your sports fix at Legends Bar with game day specials and cold brews. They are located on Hollywell Avenue in Chambersburg.
The JR Sport Brief on the Infinity Sports Network.
Am I going to favor them to win the championship this year? The answer is no. That'll be the greatest miracle because this is the New York Jets. And unfortunately, what's most likely is that one day Aaron Rodgers packs his bags and says, I want to leave. The New York Jets don't have a coach, and the New York Jets are going to have to start from scratch and suck for many more years because another Green Bay Packers experiment quarterback screwed them. This is JR of the JR Sport Brief on 92.1 The GOAT.
Kickstart your holiday Black Friday at M&S Harley-Davidson. November 29th, the first 50 adults will receive a free 3-in-1 power bank and hand warmer light. Spend $300 or more on a qualifying purchase and receive a Harley-Davidson tank desk clock. Supplies limited. Purchase 2 hours of prepaid labor for the price of 1 hour. Limited to 4 hours per customer. And Choose Handheld Cuisine food truck will be there. M&S Harley-Davidson, 160 Falling Spring Road, Chambersburg.
As the year draws to a close, CWP wants to thank our customers, community, and staff for a remarkable year.
To our loyal customers, your trust keeps us rolling every day. To our exceptional staff, your teamwork is the driving force behind our achievements. To our community, including our customers, staff, and family, we wish you all the best.
May the coming year be filled with success, happiness, and shared moments.
From all of us here at CWP, happy Thanksgiving.
Our Bruce Carson Jewelers invites you to our holiday open house on December 6th and 7th. We are hosting a Marco Biccico trunk show featuring their distinctive Italian designer jewelry. We are excited to share Marco Biccico's beautiful line with you. Those who purchase any Marco Biccico piece will be entered to win a pair of Marco Biccico hoop earrings. We will also be offering $50 off $250, $100 off $500, and $500 off $2,500 or more throughout the store. Some exclusions apply. Our Bruce Carson Jewelers, making timeless memories since 1902.
Don't let your home be a source of worry. Call Man Plumbing for any cooling, heating, or plumbing needs. Be ready for fall's cooler temperatures with an HVAC checkup to keep your system running at peak efficiency and save money. Ask us about tax credits on a new high-efficiency train system. This fall, rely on Man Plumbing and Heating, your area's trained comfort specialist to keep your family cozy and warm. Call Man Plumbing and Heating, 717-352-9549. It's hard to stop a train.
Middletown Valley Bank is thankful for their valued customers. They are happy to be your bank of choice in our communities. MVB wishes you a warm and happy holiday season. Middletown Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Take the plunge for a great cause. It's the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge, New Year's Day in River Bottom Park, Williamsport. Proceeds will go to the Fire Police. Festivities begin at 10 a.m. The plunge is at noon. There's a ceremonial bonfire, hot beverages, snacks, the annual costume contest for prizes, and more. Register early for a guaranteed shirt. Forms available now at Williamsport Town Hall or online at williamsportmd.gov. Brave the Potomac New Year's Day for the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstantic Media can help. But don't just take our word for it.
Negley's Water has a long-standing relationship with Verstanding Media. Their coverage map flows right into our customer base. We couldn't be happier with the amount of brand awareness and potential customer education that Verstanding Media provides. If you want advertisement that supports growth, Verstanding Media is it.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegoat.com/marketing today.
Live from the Meritus Health Studio for local news and sports, stay with 921 The Goat. For expert healthcare, choose Meritus. Visit meritushealth.com/now to schedule your virtual urgent care or primary care visit. Meritus Health, expert care close to home.
I'm with Skip Jennings from Jennings Chevrolet Buick GMC in Chambersburg. Skip, what's happening at Jennings as we enter the holiday season?
Ben, here at Jennings, we have a tremendous number of business customers, plumbers, HVAC contractors, builders, and many more. Most of our customers have had a great year, and their accountants are telling them to buy some new vehicles before year end.
Why do they need to buy now?
We still have IRS rules that allow for accelerated depreciation on vehicles purchased before year end, which can drastically reduce a business's taxes.
How does Jennings Chevrolet Buick GMC fit into that equation?
Ben, we currently have our best selection of commercial vehicles in stock. We have Silverados and Colorados, Sierras and Canyons, Suburbans, Tahoes, and Yukons. We even have new cargo vans equipped with ladder racks and bins ready to get the job done.
Sounds like you have all the vehicles that your commercial customers want and need.
Ben, we sure do, and they are priced to sell. Please don't wait until the selection is down. Now is the time to buy. Stop in at Jennings today. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. The Chambersburg Memorial YMCA is $2,000 richer, and some 100 pickleball players from multi-state areas are perhaps healthier as a result of the third annual rally in the Valley Pickleball Tournament, which was all hosted by the Greater Chambersburg Chamber of Commerce. The October event brought together pickleball enthusiasts of all ages for 2 days of doubles competition. Excuse me, to admit this out loud, I'm not sure how to play pickleball. Do you know?
No, I've seen it played.
And it's becoming so popular.
It really is. And I'll be honest with you, when it first started to take off, I really thought it was going to be
a flop,
a big-time flop. I can't believe how much it's taken off. And what surprises me more is not so much that it's gotten so popular, but the age group that the younger people are embracing this. I really thought that this was going to be, like a middle age or a type of a senior activity, because that's primarily where I remember hearing most about it. We would several events a few years back where there were pickleball themes. Like it was a dinner and several teams did the pickleball. Well, they were all at least, 45 to 50 plus, and you didn't see a young person at all. Well, just this past summer, we would take Reagan to this park, and they have a devoted it's just one pickleball court. Every time that thing was full with kids that are like in their teens and 20s.
And you can't tell me how to play it? Is it a stick?
Well, there's a paddle.
Okay.
Just imagine probably like a 3 times the size ping pong paddle.
Okay. And do they play with a pickle? Like not a real one, but why is it called pickleball?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I really don't have any idea. There's probably a really good reason for it. But anyway, it was... So do I know how to play it? No. It looks to me like a mixture between tennis and badminton and volleyball.
Okay.
If I had to really encompass it, but I'm probably way off, but that's just what it reminds me of.
And maybe the ball looks like a pickle.
Sure.
Or is there no pickle involved at all?
I don't think there's any pickles.
Well,
I mean, you could have pickles if you want.
This is a good research topic. So all these things that we're learning today.
Well, we're in a real pickle, aren't we?
It's pretty much a big deal. So what's going on in the area?
Speaking of big deals, I'm glad you said that. I have 3 Thanksgiving dinners to tell you about. The first one is coming up tonight from 5 until 8 p.m. This is the one that has excited us the most that I really wish we could go to, but we can't. It's at North Hagerstown High School on Pennsylvania Avenue in Hagerstown. It is free for everyone, hosted by the students of North Hagerstown High. Dinner includes turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, all the fixins. There's a movie, kids' activities, and crafts. The food is prepared by the Culinary Career Tech students, set up by the Hospitality Program. Activities for children by Teaching Academy. For more info, 301-766-8243. But again, that's tonight, 5 until 8. The Great Hagerstown Thanksgiving Feast. Both of these are happening on Thanksgiving from here on out. Starting at 11:30 a.m., the Hope Center, Hagerstown Rescue Mission, Trinity Center, Prospect Street in Hagerstown. Presented by the Hope Center. Free for all. Buffet with all the traditional favorites that you've grown to expect. For more info, 301-739-1165, or you can email info@hopecenterhagerstown.org. And finally, again on Thanksgiving, it is happening from noon until the food is gone, and they estimate that usually is around 5 p.m. at St. John's Episcopal Church, South Prospect Street in Hagerstown. It does say specifically enter from Walnut Street and corner of West Antietam Street. Everyone is welcome. It's a free meal, turkey, ham. This is the only one I saw that actually is ham, so I love that, yeah. Volunteers and donations are accepted. For more info, 301-992-0264 or 301-992-5564.
And all of those that you read are all in Hagerstown, is that correct?
All of them are in Hagerstown,
Okay.
yes. So Hagerstown is, it's sad that there's a need for that many, but just the fact that there are that many available and that many options, it really is to a point where, and I'm sure none of these organizations would mind this, that you could get lunch one place and dinner at another. Take full advantage of it. That's why they're doing it, for those who need a little help and may not have a means to get, their Thanksgiving dinner or have any company at all. Really.
Yeah, three very good options there. We're going to go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy. It's all powered by 2A Arms LLC, 2A and PA, Firearms and Freedom.
On Friday in Washington County, Maryland football action, the Boonesboro Warriors fell to the Northern Garrett Huskies 49-0, eliminating Boonesboro from the playoffs. Also in Washington County sports news, longtime North High wrestling coach Greg Slick will be inducted into the State Hall of Fame. Congratulations going out to Coach Slick. It is well deserved. Grace Larivi, star volleyball player at Grace Academy, makes her Division I signing with St. Francis University official. Congratulations going out to Grace. In Berkeley County sports action, number 2, Spring Mills shut out number 15, Hedgesville, to advance to the quarterfinals over the weekend in playoff football. Martinsburg also got a victory in playoff football in Berkeley County sports high school action. They dominated Parkersburg 77-7 to advance to the WVSSAC quarterfinals.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach@921thegoat.com. WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Show love to your local shops this holiday season and be rewarded. Shop small November 18th through December 6th, and you could be reimbursed by your favorite station. It's your chance to be rewarded just by supporting small businesses like 2A Arms, Greencastle Loop Center, Carson's Jewelers, and Lizzie's Restaurant. Upload your shopping receipts from one of the participating businesses on the station's website under the Shop Small Win Big promotion for a shot at being reimbursed. No purchase necessary. See website for details.
Will you take the dip, do the chicken dance on the beach, or just watch? Whatever you decide, it will be a cool experience. Saturday, December 14th, it's the Special Olympics Cowan's Gap Polar Plunge. Come chill out at Cowan's Gap State Park in Fort Loudoun and support Special Olympics Pennsylvania athletes. Registration and check-in begins at 10:30 a.m. Every dollar raised helps support vital programming for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Learn more at specialolympicspa.org/polar plunge.
Meritus Medical Center has been earning straight A's. Hi, this is Carrie Adams, Meritus Chief Operating Officer. I am proud to announce that Meritus Medical Center has earned its 4th straight A and Leapfrog Safety Grade. Only 30% of hospitals across the country received an A. Our team members are the ones responsible. So join me in thanking them for all they do to keep our patients safe, and thank you for choosing Meritus Medical Center.
Oh, hi, Joe. I'm glad you could stop by.
Hi, Mary. Man, your porch looks great, all lit up and decorated for the holidays.
You like it? Thanks. Come in. Wait until you see the inside.
gosh, what an awesome tree. Where did you find it?
Thanks, I found it at Cleansings.
Really? Cleansings on Route 11?
Yeah, I go there for all my greens. You know, wreaths and the roping from the porch. I saw this tree and I couldn't resist. It changes colors and it looks so real.
So you're telling me that tree isn't real?
Nope. And it's guaranteed to stay lit.
No way. Ours never works. I should go to Cleansings before the holidays.
This tree has a 5-year warranty, and the lights outside are guaranteed for 3 years too.
Wow, 3 years? Really?
Yep. Do you want to go with me to Cleansings tomorrow? I saw some cute ornaments I'd like to add to the tree.
Wait, Cleansings has ornaments too? Let's go now.
Cleansings Garden Center, Route 11 South, Chambersburg. Decorate something amazing.
Come out to Hip Gypsy Emporium for Christmas. It's practically here. We puzzled and puzzled till our puzzlers were sore. For Christmas hours, we must open our store.
Starting Black Friday, Hip Gypsy Emporium will be open Wednesday through Saturday 10 to 6, Sunday noon to 4, Monday December 23rd 10 to 6, and Christmas Eve 10 to 3. Regular hours resume December 26th.
Maybe Christmas doesn't come from an ordinary store. Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Hip Gypsy Emporium, 2168 Monalto Road, Chambersburg.
Every family deserves the warmth and comfort of a beautiful Napoleon fireplace. Imagine flickering flames casting a soft glow as you curl up with a book, settle down with that someone special, or sip hot cocoa. Cozy up your home without burning through your savings. LT Rush Stone and Fireplace offers a selection of energy-efficient fireplaces that can help reduce your energy consumption, keeping money in your wallet, not spiraling up the chimney. Whether you prefer the traditional Napoleon wood burning, the clean convenience of a Napoleon pellet-fueled, or slick Napoleon gas options, you'll find the perfect fit for your home and family at LT Rush Stone and Fireplace. Visit the showroom on Buchanan Trail between Waynesboro and Greencastle to view more possibilities. Receive a free ton of pellets with any pellet stove purchase. Enjoy the perfect ambiance without breaking the bank. Cozy up your home with help from LT Rush Stone and Fireplace.
LT Rush Stone and Fireplace, making dreams come true.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstandig Media can help, but don't just take our word for it.
Negley's Water has a long-standing relationship with Verstanding Media. Their coverage map flows right into our customer base. We couldn't be happier with the amount of brand awareness and potential customer education that Verstanding Media provides. If you want advertisement that supports growth, Verstanding Media is it.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegOat.com/marketing today.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
Powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State.
Now, our next guest, I'm so sorry.
That's okay, just eager. I know. Heather's amazing.
Heather Guestford, President and CEO of United Way of Washington County, and we're so glad that you're here again today. But I want to start off by letting you brag on yourself a little bit, because Tiny and I were reading a news report recently and read that you received a pretty cool award.
Oh.
Was it the Distinguished Citizen
Yes.
Award?
Yes, I did that. Yeah, it was.
First of all, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
We were very excited about that.
Oh my gosh, you guys are great. You totally caught me off guard. Yeah, that was quite a surprise and honor, and it's not why we do the work, obviously. But our industry, it's very stressful. It's very few recognition and thank you. So when someone does recognize the work that you do, it really means a lot. So I was definitely in my feelings, and I still am a little bit. I definitely don't feel worthy of that, but it just pushes me to, be a little bit better and work harder every day.
All the more justification for why you should have won it with a humble attitude like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, was no one else available or what? But thank you so much.
Yes, we were really excited to see your name, and very, very deserving. You do such great work at the United Way, and that kind of leads us into our segue here about your holiday outreach efforts. So what's going on at the United Way?
So this is a very stressful time for people, but it's a very humbling and rewarding time for nonprofits, because this is when I feel like many of us that are in the helping industry get to step up and shine. So a lot of families right now struggling, and we always say as soon as it gets cold and it's close to the holidays, that's when the pressure really heats up. So people, their food, it's costing more this year. Their oil tanks are empty. Their gas may have already been cut off. So we've been hit in the past 2 weeks, I would say, with this sort of cyclone of people struggling with utility assistance, versus the expenses with buying Christmas presents and holiday meals. So that's sort of the perfect storm, if you will. And it got cold, like actually cold, right about the same time
Very
as all of
quickly.
this is happening. So we're getting probably a dozen calls a day from people just, again, needing help with food, Thanksgiving meals, holiday presents, but again, coupled with people that had already had their gas turned off and now they need to get it reconnected or their oil tanks have been empty. So super busy, but again, this is when we can step up and shine. So working with our partners, we're referring people for utility assistance, but what we can help with is our United Against Hunger Fund. So the past few weeks, we've been focusing on providing meals to those working families that we call ALICE. So you may have heard of ALICE. We talk about it a lot, but it's asset limited, income constrained, and employed. So we're trying to support those working families who may not get help from other places. Now, this is in addition to our normal food bank, food pantry, soup kitchen partners that we support. So again, these people don't qualify for other areas. So we've been the past few weeks providing boxed meals. Friday, we just had a massive turkey plus all the sides, all the fixings, even provided the pans. Today, we're offering a community meal down to our friends at Parkside Community Center in the Jonathan Street community. So we're going to be fixing some meals for some kids that we love to do this a couple times a year, but all of that is supported through our United Against Hunger Fund. And we're just going to make a really special day for these kids. We're going to do some arts and crafts with them. But what we love most about today is that we send them home with a big pack of food that they can have for the next few days.
Mhm.
So this time of year, we're focusing on again, how do we fill those gaps? Because a lot of these families, especially the ALICE families, they're not going to soup kitchens and food pantries. They don't even know where they are. They just know that they've fallen on tough times. So we
Mhm.
get a lot of referrals. We partner with a lot of agencies to screen these families because there's a lot of shame. It shouldn't be, but is very embarrassing for people to ask for help.
I feel like that's probably an all too common
Yes.
thing. For years, I've heard people say, well, why don't you get XYZ assistance?
Yeah.
And they say, well,
Yep.
I make too much.
Yeah. Yep. They
And
don't
but
qualify.
yet they're struggling, and it's not
Yes.
because they've overextended themselves.
No.
It's not they didn't go buy a big screen TV or a fancy car. They're out there making a living. It's just that between expenses and their income, that's
Just
at the end of the month, it's not enough. And I'm glad that there is a program, an organization that acknowledges
Yeah.
this disparity
Yep.
and that gap, because the government, and I get why every organization sets their limits such as they are, but that's a real thing. And then there's probably far more that, to
Yeah.
your point, don't ask.
Yeah, I know at least this morning we had at least 11, 12 calls just this morning before I left to come up here. And that number is growing. So ALICE, our percentage in Washington County was 40% of our population is that working poor. They have a household income that is just above the federal poverty level. So that disqualifies them for a lot of
Right.
services. And in the past 2 years since our last ALICE study, that number's jumped to 43%. That's the highest since we've been measuring and using our United for ALICE project since 2010. So it's at 14 years. That's the highest we've ever been in Washington County. And Franklin County is a very similar demographic.
And what do you think is causing that?
So the biggest driver right now, and again, it's cost of living. Washington County, like it or not, it is a very hot housing market. So we have seen in the past 2 years that the average price for rental properties, a 2-bedroom was around $800 to $850. Right now, the fair market value of a 2-bedroom apartment in Washington County is $1,250. So coupled up with medical bills, that's a big increase and a big pain point for ALICE families. Of course, food has leveled off a little bit. So, but a couple years ago, that was the big trigger. Insurance has gone way up. So really, the housing, things like that, it's more expensive for people to live.
Yeah.
Transportation is another barrier, which we just started a transportation program. Why
Mhm.
wouldn't we? So that's a thing. So we try to meet people where they are. And again, these people, like the ones we're taking care of for Christmas and Thanksgiving, they have never had to lean into a system or any sort of social giving program. So it's very uncomfortable. We get a lot of referrals from our partners. We just helped a lady out last week who is a teacher that has always donated to United Way, and she knew of us from campaign.
Yeah.
But she fell in tough times from a medical issue. So I tell people all the time that it could be us at any given minute.
Sure.
So that's where, again, we're not saying that we're not going to keep supporting our beloved food pantries, soup kitchens, those partners. We're doing that and filling those gaps for those people that don't otherwise qualify.
Thank goodness that there is support like that's out there, because I can definitely relate when you said a teacher. I mean, that was me for years.
Yeah.
Like it just one thing that can happen that can completely alter your life and knock you off course, and all of a sudden you're just barely making ends meet, and it's scary, and it is embarrassing, and it's really nice that what you guys do. It's really amazing.
And there's some people who are some families who are down to one vehicle.
Oh
gosh! So they're trying to make, you mentioned transportation.
Yeah,
single parents who are still trying to hold down a job and raise their kids and help. I mean, you said healthcare, but daycare.
Yeah, daycare is
in some cases not even an option because it's so high.
You can't, and if you can get a seat, and then childcare, it's super high. But I have goosebumps because we just helped a lady through our transportation program last week. She's a single mom, 4 kids, worked her whole life, doing all the right things, has nothing basically, but she's working overnight at Amazon delivery from 8 o'clock at night until 1 in the morning when her kids sleep. And the oldest child is essentially staying home watching the kids. I had another man fell in tough times because, again, hot housing market, can't find anything else. He's literally living in a tent, and he's going to work at a warehouse that shall remain nameless. But he's homeless, and he's still going to work, so he's still trying to better his situation. But these are not people that are lazy. These are both two scenarios, are people that just need a hand up once in a while. They don't have vehicles. They can't afford, $30 each way for a cab. And, we had a lady that was walking, I can't say the business, but she was walking 2 miles to work, to and from, but at night her shift ended at 12:30, and she was walking in the dark on Sharpsburg Pike at 12:30 at night. And first of all, at night, exceptionally vulnerable.
Not safe in general.
But as a woman, that's another big risk. So most of the people using our transportation program, they can use it for 6 different areas, but most of them are using it to get to work. So clear all of those stigmas or stereotypes that some people may have about people getting assistance. These are not people just sitting back collecting a check. They're going to work.
And not to mention the woman you referenced who's walking to work. We're talking probably around 40 minutes both ways.
Yeah.
So there you have, an hour and a half out of the day.
Right.
And then she's still, when she gets home, trying to keep her house together.
Yeah, she has 3 young kids.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, and this is story after story after story.
These are not unique situations.
And I think one of the sadder things about it, just generally speaking, it is insanely sad. But then you come up to the holidays, and for a lot of these folks, Thanksgiving and especially Christmas are basically not even options.
It's not an option. So that's
in the way that we would know it to be.
And that's where we, for the example, we adopted 18 families, and we screen everybody. It's because we do see a lot of fraud, and I try to coach people on please just work with a reputable nonprofit because we actually know the clients, we screen, we do the work. But we say, let us take care of this for you so you can just worry about filling your oil tank or getting your gas turned back on. We talked to a guy a couple weeks ago when it first got cold. He had a $700 balance. Not saying where, but he's like, he had to pay off that $700 just to get his gas turned back on. So he's not focusing on where he's going to get a turkey.
Right.
And same thing with these families with Christmas. Toys for Tots, their deadline, we love them by the way, but their deadline was 3 or 4 weeks ago. People's scenarios change from then to and then Angel Tree, Salvation Army, another amazing organization, their deadline was September.
Right.
So right now, our Giving Tree, our Holiday Giving Tree program supplements those families that missed those 2 deadlines or their situation changed. We also support teenagers. So teenagers 15, 16, 17, they're not asking for a bunch of little toys per se. They're asking for hygiene and clothes, but they still deserve a Christmas. Yeah. So we try to fill those gaps, and again, for those Alice families, while all of our other partners still do their great work. But again, just filling the gaps to make sure that no one's left out.
We're coming up on our time limit, but I feel compelled to go over because of this, what I'm about to ask you. You briefly said about fraud regarding
Yes.
assistance and programs.
Oh,
Can you take us through some examples of that, what people should look for? And
Yes.
I'm assuming you mean people who are seeking help
Yeah, there's
to be victims of fraud.
So this time of year, we see an exceptionally high amount of people asking for things. Typically the town pages on social medias, your next door app, so Hagerstown Happenings, Washington County, pages.
Sure.
We know the people. We have maybe helped the people. We know their scenarios because all of us in the nonprofit industry, we all talk. So we have seen, and I am seeing, I would say just countless per day. Can someone give me some DoorDash cards, some Uber cards? Can someone drop off some food? Can someone give me this? I need help here. Can someone do this? These are the same people that we have already helped, or we know that they could be going to one of our pantry partners. Like, we've lined up services for these people. It is the same people that are going from church to church to church to church saying the same stories. So all of the nonprofits, we all talk, we know who they are, but what they do is they go on social media and they post these sad stories. I'm going to get evicted, I need money, help with my rent. And I cannot tell you how many times that we've seen well-meaning people show up with gift cards, show up with cash. So people right now, and that's not everybody, obviously, there are really people out there that need support, but I would say 9 times out of 10, I am seeing well-known manipulation and just playing to people's emotions. So we typically suggest people to refer them to one of us. I've went on myself and said, if you need a ride to the food pantry, we will take you there through our transportation program. We never hear from them. So just please give to reputable nonprofits, but give smart, because again, I know without getting myself into some, online digital social media war, I can't say we know that you're a common manipulator,
Right.
but I will say more times than not, it is a very common known manipulation
And
that we're
is it more
seeing.
prevalent this time of the year?
Absolutely. They're playing on the emotions. Also, they ask for toys and things like that, but what they do, they typically sell them. So we see a lot of that happening. So that's where we tell people, if they do feel compelled to give to people, make sure it's no electronics, tags off the clothes, because a lot of times they'll return them or sell them. So it is very unfortunate because you do have people that actually really need help, but then you have these well-known people, and as soon as we see them, we're like, oh, she's at it again.
Well, I think part of to me, what I glean from all of that is not only are they essentially, defrauding the people who would otherwise give the kindness of their hearts, but they are also, so they're taking from that person who's giving, but they're also taking something that person may have been willing to say, give to the United Way, because you are such a reputable organization.
Yes.
So they're essentially taking from someone who actually needs it.
Yep, and we see like the GoFundMe pages and all of that. And this is a nationwide issue. It's not a local issue, but people are out to play on your emotions right now. And again, more times than not, it is manipulation.
And it's easy to do.
It's easy to do, and big signs to look out for is they ask for gift cards, or can you just bump this for me, or I just need a little bit of help right now. I just, my landlord said if I get this cash, they're just manipulating
It's copy and
people.
paste. Format.
Yeah, and again, but I can't tell you now, and Heather stopped reading the comments because I'm like, they're falling for it, they're falling for it, they're falling for it. And like, we literally just, like all the nonprofits, we said, like, we all helped this person, and they didn't do what they said they were going to do, or we found out that they're selling stuff down the street, because street people also tell on other street people. So we have a walk-in drive-through service center, and we have people that come through and say, oh, so-and-so's selling this or selling that. So they all tell on each other too, but it's a lot of...
It doesn't seem like those people are getting rich.
No.
Their situation, if you went and looked at these people who are running these quote unquote scams, they're probably not living in the best situation either. But the point is that they're just not being honest about it.
Yeah. And it does, what it does though, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of people that are wanting to support and donate when they see, well, I just helped this girl out and she's back here on one of these social pages shaking us down again. What are you doing to improve your situation? And I'm like, Could have taken her to Aldi, could have taken her to the soup kitchen, could have taken her here. Chose not to. Chose to sit back and collect gift cards instead. So, but again, it's an increase right now because of the time of year.
Sure.
But it's sad because those aren't the people that are trying to better their situation either. They're just preying essentially on the kindness of others and the empathy of others, and that's not going to help anybody.
No.
It's gonna affect donors because you're gonna get sick of doing it.
Yeah.
It's gonna leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and it really impacts those who actually do need help and are trying to better their situation.
I think that's good information. It's good to keep in mind. This was something that I know was happening, but you went
It's
into a
very
lot more detail about it. So
it's rampant right now. Just protect yourself from what you see on social media.
Yep.
If you want to give, please work with. There's countless of us reputable, well-connected, collaborating nonprofits in town.
Well, Heather, again, congratulations on your
Thank you.
recent
Yes,
award, and
absolutely. Thank you so much.
thank you for coming back. And we'll probably see you in the new year.
I hope so.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's see you before Christmas. Let's make
Yeah,
that happen.
let's do it again.
I'm
Let's
here
do
for
it
it.
again.
I
I
love
like it. Coming up, we're going to take a look at news and sports. It's all powered by Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown. They have telehealth available, and you can find them online at virtusmenshealth.com.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Downtown Business Council of Chambersburg and F&M Trust present Small Business Saturday, November 30th. Spend $25 or more at downtown merchants such as Ludwig's Jewelers, Avocado Cafe, Cheerful Flowers and Gifts, and Olympia Candy Kitchen. Then bring your receipts to F&M Trust on the Square starting at 10 a.m. and receive either $10, $20, $50, or $100 in downtown dollars. Over $3,000 worth of certificates will be given away. Visit downtownseaburg.com for details.
Community Free Clinic would like to thank all of their staff, providers, and volunteers who make what they do possible, offering free health care to qualifying individuals living in Washington County, Maryland, all possible, all because of each of you. Go to communityfreeclinic.org for more info.
Show love to your local shops this holiday season and be rewarded. Shop small November 18th through December 6th, and you could be reimbursed by your favorite station. It's your chance to be rewarded just by supporting small businesses like Buchanan Trail Tire and Auto, Lensing's Garden Center, 2A Guns and Ammo, and Mackey's Glass Service. Upload your shopping receipts from one of the participating businesses on this station's website under the Shop Small Win Big promotion for a shot at being reimbursed. No purchase necessary. See website for details. Holiday Gift Central is at LA Cameras this season. They've got double-walled stainless steel, wine tumblers, camp mugs, and tall tumblers with metal straws. Get ready for your holiday decorating with beautiful ornaments to adorn your tree in porcelain, metal, or wood. Family and friends will love getting a pillow, a piece of jewelry, or a keychain under the tree. New for this year, they have bottle openers and a variety of new puzzle sizes. Visit lacameras.com, home of unique photo gifts, quality craftsmanship, cameras, prints, and more. LA Cameras. Images create fun.
Attention shoppers, Four Pools has big news.
Yes, Robbie, I think you're going to like the news.
Four Pools is opening their fourth location, a pop-up store across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
It will be convenient for Christmas shopping, and to celebrate the grand opening of the pop-up store, they have special grand opening prices on hot tubs and endless pools. There's a special truckload of hot tubs, including a limited number of factory second hot tubs up to 30% off. Right again, Robbie, there's no better way to ease those aches and pains than with your very own hot tub. Imagine soaking in hot bubbling water after a long day. It's like a warm hug for your body, and Floor Pools is where relaxation meets savings. Take advantage of special prices now during the grand opening of Floor Pools' new pop-up store at Valley Mall, Hagerstown, or stop by any of Floor Pools' 3 locations in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstantic Media can help. But don't just take our word for it.
Negley's Water has a long-standing relationship with Verstanding Media. Their coverage map flows right into our customer base. We couldn't be happier with the amount of brand awareness and potential customer education that Verstanding Media provides. If you want advertisement that supports growth, Verstanding Media is it.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegoat.com/marketing today.
Broadcasting from the Meritus Health Studio. For local news and sports, stay right here. For expert healthcare, Meritus Health has your entire family's needs covered. Learn more at meritushealth.com. Meritus Health, expert care close to home. Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. Drive up Thanksgiving meals. We reported on this yesterday and last week, but I think it does merit repeating. I think it is really important to understand the different things that are going on in the area for Thanksgiving if you need it. Thursday, there's going to be a drive up Thanksgiving meal. You can pick up between 10 and noon. You do have to call to reserve the meal. The number is 717-597-8333, extension 3. It's a free dinner and single serve, ready to eat meals. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. And this one is in Greencastle Presbyterian Church, 57 West Baltimore Street. And that is obviously in Greencastle. And then another dinner celebration if you are in the West Virginia area, specifically Martinsburg, Thursday, between 11 and 3, Moose Lodge on Woodbury Avenue. It is a Thanksgiving dinner, and it's hosted by Harvest Lighthouse Ministries. Everyone's invited. It is free. There's a dinner, a DJ, and transportation, if you need it, by the Eastern Panhandle Transit Authority. They will pick up at the Harvest Lighthouse Ministry. Lots of different options for you on time. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. Donations of clothing accepted and free to everyone in need. And if you need more information, you can send an email to harvestlighthouse@gmail.com. But I really love how our community is really making sure that everybody is taken care of and everybody has the opportunity to get a really delicious Thanksgiving meal.
And speaking of being taken care of, that ties very nicely into this. The Washington County Community Action Council has officially kicked off its Heat for the Holidays campaign, aimed at raising $50,000 to provide vital energy assistance for seniors, individuals with disabilities, those with critical medical needs, and families in Washington County. The campaign launch was made possible by a $5,000 donation from the Washington County Petroleum Association, consisting of Stephan Finley, AC&T, and Hardell. The CAC invites the entire community to join in the campaign and make a difference by donating to Heat for the Holidays. Contributions will go directly toward assisting local households with heating, oil, and electricity needs during the coldest months of the year. Donations can be made online at wccac.org/donate-now. For more info, call the Washington County CAC at 301-797-4161.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I never even thought how difficult it must be with the high electric bills. And
I remember talking to someone a while back from a local heating company in Waynesboro, and they were telling me that, because they do something similar to this, and they said that one of the things too is a lot of the older people who need help, not only do they need help just from an income standpoint, because a lot of them are on fixed income, he said, but they also live in older houses that aren't as well insulated.
Sure.
So their heating bills are made
astronomical,
even worse because of that. So this, again, is...
That's great. That's a really, really great cause. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy.
On Friday in Washington County, Maryland football action, the Boonesboro Warriors fell to the Northern Garrett Huskies 49-0, eliminating Boonesboro from the playoffs. Also in Washington County sports news, longtime North High wrestling coach Greg Slick will be inducted into the State Hall of Fame. Congratulations going out to Coach Slick. It is well deserved. Grace Larivi, star volleyball player at Grace Academy, makes her Division I signing with St. Francis University official. Congratulations going out to Grace. In Berkeley County sports action, number 2, Spring Mills shut out number 15, Hedgesville, to advance to the quarterfinals over the weekend in playoff football. Martinsburg also got a victory in playoff football in Berkeley County sports high school action. They dominated Parkersburg 77-7 to advance to the WVSSAC quarterfinals.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with
it's
Andy,
the Tri-State
email
Bridal Show
Coach
at Valley Mall, Hagerstown. This is the
921thegoat.com.
ultimate showcase for area bridal professionals, local bakers, photographers, caterers, DJs, travel planners, bands, venues. You'll want to meet the brides-to-be. Make sure you're at the top of their list by being a vendor in the 2025 Tri-State Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown, Sunday, January 26th. Visit bestofthetristate.com for vendor information today.
Go to 921thegoat.com to enter the Ho-Ho Home for the holidays for a chance to have your mortgage paid for 1 year, all thanks to DRB Homes. Discover the incredible offer from DRB Homes this November across Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, Eastern Panhandle, and Winchester, Virginia. Secure your new home with just a $1 contract deposit. Act fast. This deal is available for homes closing by January 31st, 2025. Ready to make your move? Learn more at drbhomes.com.
Thank you for calling Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Hi. So I was on penny.com. I know it's open enrollment for health coverage, but I'm worried about the cost and free preventative care.
Don't worry. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality health coverage.
Oh, awesome. Let's get started.
Just need a little... You're worth protecting. Enroll by December 15th at penny.com. That's PENNIE.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Hey, it's Cody from Bell Jewelers. It's our Black Friday promotion with savings throughout the store and free gifts just for shopping. Spend $3.99 or more and choose a $50 gift card to Starbucks or Chick-fil-A. And when you spend $19.99 or more, receive a 28-inch Blackstone griddle with a hard cover. Plus, the first 10 customers on Wednesday and the first 20 on Friday get a free swag bag. Visit our Facebook for our digital catalog with even more specials. Bell Jewelers on Norland Avenue, Chambersburg, your diamond destination.
I'm with Skip Jennings from Jennings Chevrolet Buick GMC in Chambersburg. Skip, what's happening at Jennings as we enter the holiday season?
Ben, here at Jennings, we have a tremendous number of business customers, plumbers, HVAC contractors, builders, and many more. Most of our customers have had a great year, and their accountants are telling them to buy some new vehicles before year end.
Why do they need to buy now?
We still have IRS rules that allow for accelerated depreciation on vehicles purchased before year end, which can drastically reduce a business's taxes.
How does Jennings Chevrolet Buick GMC fit into that equation?
Ben, we currently have our best selection of commercial vehicles in stock. We have Silverados and Colorados, Sierras and Canyons, Suburbans, Tahoes, and Yukons. We even have new cargo vans equipped with ladder racks and bins ready to get the job done.
Sounds like you have all the vehicles that your commercial customers want and need.
Ben, we sure do, and they are priced to sell. Please don't wait until the selection is down. Now is the time to buy. Stop in at Jennings today. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstandig Media can help, but don't just take our word for it.
Hi, Mike with Lizzie's from Greencastle. The team at Verstandig Media, through their creative marketing approach and business connections, has helped us to connect with other new local customers and businesses in our community. We've seen consistent year-over-year growth for the past 6 years.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegoat.com/marketing today.
Take the plunge for a great cause. It's the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge, New Year's Day in River Bottom Park, Williamsport. Proceeds will go to the Fire Police. Festivities begin at 10 a.m. The plunge is at noon. There's a ceremonial bonfire, hot beverages, snacks, the annual costume contest for prizes, and more. Register early for a guaranteed shirt. Forms available now at Williamsport Town Hall or online at williamsportmd.gov. Brave the Potomac New Year's Day for the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge.
Kickstart your holiday Black Friday at M&S Harley-Davidson. November 29th, the first 50 adults will receive a free 3-in-1 power bank and hand warmer light. Spend $300 or more on a qualifying purchase and receive a Harley-Davidson tank desk clock. Supplies limited. Purchase 2 hours of prepaid labor for the price of 1 hour. Limited to 4 hours per customer. And Choose Handheld Cuisine food truck will be there. M&S Harley-Davidson, 160 Falling Spring Road, Chambersburg.
The biggest Black Friday bargains are at Wholesale Pallet Pushers. Toys, TVs, bikes, tools, pallets, mystery boxes, 60% off retail prices. Wholesale Pallet Pushers, 231 East Oak Ridge Drive across from the Meadows in Hagerstown.
Need a trailer? Now through Black Friday, take advantage of the lowest prices of the year at Hammer Down Customs Holiday Sale. Financing options available. Hammer Down Customs, Buchanan Trail East, Waynesboro. Trailers, tags, titles, Hammer Down.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
Our last guest today, we have Sarah Fogelsanger, nailed it that time, Dominic Johnson from the Franklin County Special Olympics, and thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And you have a big event coming up on the 14th, the Polar Plunge. Let's start off and just talk about that.
It is a big fundraiser because it costs a lot of money. We don't charge athletes and their families to participate in any of the sports, but we buy equipment. Just we're starting our snowshoeing season, and the cost on that is like $100 a pair for snowshoes.
Wow.
So, and then there's transportation to go to events. And it's open to athletes with intellectual and developmental disabilities. These are people that wouldn't be out participating in things in the normal situations because they're out of school now, a lot of them, and they don't have anything to do. And this gives them a socialization and some exercise. We're trying to teach them to eat healthy, live a healthy lifestyle. And it's more rewarding to me than work.
And you were saying you're just getting into your winter season, and there's multiple sports that are involved in the winter season.
Yes, there are.
Walk us through some of the other ones.
Bowling, which is a big event. The athletes really love that. We're doing snowshoeing. We're doing floorball, which is a lot like floor hockey. And those are the three main ones we're doing right now. And then from there we'll go to we have a bowling invitational. Like we're divided into regions, and we'll do regional invitationals for bowling. We just did one for bocce, which is a fall sport, and we have all kinds of sports all year long. There's basketball. There's in the summertime. There's swimming. There's long distance walking in the fall. Track and field in the summertime. We keep our athletes busy.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
And would you say that the Polar Plunge that you have coming up is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year?
Yes, it is.
So we want to make sure that we really get the word out about that, because I can imagine that the equipment for the sports are not cheap.
No,
it's expensive.
It's not. And like I said, we don't charge the athletes. It's free to anybody with an intellectual or developmental disability.
Between the ages of
8 and 80.
8 and 80. Wow.
Now, when they're younger, we don't take them to overnight events or anything like that because it's just too stressful on most of them. It's not allowed for anybody under 16 to do an overnight. We do, if there is an athlete that needs special care, there is an allowance for a one-on-one that a parent or caregiver can go along to take care of them when we're away. We have athletes that are in wheelchairs. We have athletes that are higher functioning with autism, and Dominic here does great. I mean,
Dominic,
he's a great leader.
What's your favorite sport?
I play basketball.
Oh,
Okay.
you're really tall. I was going to say you play basketball. player.
I've known Dominic since he was little.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, when I think of the Special Olympics, I think of the bigger competitions. But you were saying that some of the athletes don't always necessarily participate, but they can still go to practices.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a gentleman who just started with us about a year ago. He was coming out to watch the practices. Well, this summer he did the long distance walking practice. He came out and did the long distance walking during the summer. He walked with all the other athletes, but he didn't want to go to competition. His mom was really pushing him, and he has agreed to go to an invitational for bowling now. So I told her, I said, it just takes time. Some of the athletes, it takes longer than others to get them to go. And once they go, they really do enjoy it. I do there's a sports camp for Special Olympics. It's run through the Orthodox Church. It's out in western Pennsylvania. You can apply to go there, and then you have to have one coach for every 4 athletes. I've been going since 2014. We meet athletes from all over the state, and the money raised for this is through the Orthodox Church all over North America. We don't pay a cent to go to this. We stay for a week, and we're busy all day with sports. And it's just, there's so many opportunities, things to do with Special Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a great way to let everybody feel included and important, and still can participate in all different types of sports regardless of your situation.
Dominic, take us through, what does it mean to you to be involved with Special Olympics?
It means a lot. I mean, I met a lot of friends through Special Olympics, like friends from like other counties too.
Okay.
And basketball, very big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you do any other sports other than basketball? Or
I do. I did flag football last year.
Okay.
And I'm doing floorball this year as well.
Explain floorball, please.
Okay, I've only been to one practice so far.
So then you're just a little bit more advanced than I would be, so take us through it.
It's just like floor hockey, you know. It's like, hit the ball into the net. Yeah,
okay.
Well, I'm practicing a lot on like trying to control the ball, because I tend to move faster than the ball, so I tend to run past it a lot.
Do you compete? Do you compete in the bigger competitions, like for basketball?
Yeah. We won states last year. So.
Wow.
They brought him the gold.
That's amazing.
That's
and that was
incredible.
against how many different teams?
I think 4, because we made it to the top
They
division.
division them by their abilities.
And we were in the top division. I only had 4 teams. So,
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
and so
Yes.
basketball is really what's near and dear to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
And obviously the Franklin County Special Olympics is something that's, really, really wonderful in the community. How can the community support you?
We can always use more volunteers. I would like to see us get involved in other sports that Special Olympics offers. Powerlifting is one that is very popular.
I've heard that.
I've had a few athletes express interest in it. I need to get a coach and a site to have the practices, and this is part of the problem, is getting somewhere to have practices, because it's it takes up time, and
it's not like you're just going to go buy the squat racks and the equipment.
And that equipment's expensive too. Yeah.
So it sounds like we need a gym.
We need a gym. We need a coach for them, and they will have to get clearances and stuff, because you're working with people with special needs. And it's giving up your own time for the athletes, which I don't feel I'm giving up my time. They're giving me a lot more than I'm giving them.
If somebody has a child that has an intellectual disability and they were interested in becoming part of the Special Olympics, how would they get started in that process?
SpecialOlympicsPA.org is the website. Click on Become an Athlete, and it'll walk you through. We're part of the Ridge and Valley region. We just started this region.
I saw that on the map. There's like the Greater Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're Ridge and Valley, and then under that you'll find Franklin County, and it'll walk you through how to become an athlete. It's also on there how to become a volunteer or a coach. We'll walk you through that. Like I said, this has been the best thing I've done in my life, and I'm an old lady.
How long have you been working with
Special Olympics?
Yeah.
Over 10 years now.
Okay.
So.
And Dominic, how long have you been playing basketball?
So I've been playing basketball since I was 8, but I started Special Olympics when I was 12, so roughly like 7th grade.
And how old are you?
18.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you go to school?
You look very young, 18.
Yeah, I just graduated last year. From Shippensburg.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Now, I know it has Olympics in the name, but it doesn't sound like this is just an every 4-year thing. You have,
We have
the
competitions
states and
all year long, yeah.
Now, does it culminate to an every so many years
There
big
are big events. The USA Games are in Minnesota in 2026.
Okay.
They do have World Games. We've had athletes go to World Games. We have an athlete that went to China back, I think it was in the 80s, I want to say, for golf.
Wow.
I personally know Loretta Claiborne, who is a international spokesperson for Special Olympics. She's traveled the world. She was she's a good friend of mine. I knew her family. I used to live in York, so she went to Russia for Special Olympics. They don't always get somebody from Franklin County to go. There are some that have been picked to go to Minnesota if they want to. They just have to fill out forms yet and stuff. So there is paperwork involved.
Of course. With everything.
Yeah. So
now with the last few minutes that we have here, Sarah, I just want to make sure that we can talk a little bit about the polar plunge that's coming up. Where is that going to be held?
Cowens Gap State Park.
On the 14th.
On December 14th. Registration is 10:30. First plunge is at 12.
First plunge?
Well, yeah, we do it in waves.
Oh, goodness.
You can be first if you want to.
Katie's she's the pro with this.
I don't know if I'd say pro. I did it last year, and the polar plunge is something that I always support. I support it. It's really hard to get in that water. It's really hard.
Well, I have an alternative to doing the plunge.
Please.
You can pay $10 and do the chicken dance on the beach with me.
That is much more my speed.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a chicken costume too.
Do you do the plunge?
I know. I sit back and watch.
I did it last year for the first
arthritis.
time.
I don't think I'd get back out of the water.
It's really hard. My goal was to go all the way in and all the way under, and I got in to about my shoulders, and I was like, is anybody looking? No? All right, now I go.
I still say it was knees. I really do.
I think I just ducked down a little bit. Like, oh, yep, got to the shoulders. And now I'm done.
A little bit of water in the hair. Like, oh, look at me.
I got that. Much more into the chicken dance aspect of it. So that's $10 is still you can support if you don't want to do the plunge.
Yep.
Cowens Gap on the 14th, and all the funds go to the Franklin County Special Olympics.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, Sarah, Dominic, thank you so much for being here today on Let's Talk Tri-State. Yeah, we really do appreciate it. We'll be right back to Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by 2A Arms LLC, 2A and PA, Firearms and Freedom.
As the year draws to a close, CWP wants to thank our customers, community, and staff for a remarkable year.
To our loyal customers, your trust keeps us rolling every day. To our exceptional staff, your teamwork is the driving force behind our achievements. To our community, including our customers, staff, and family, we wish you all the best.
May the coming year be filled with success, happiness, and shared moments.
From all of us here at CWP, happy Thanksgiving.
Will you take the dip, do the chicken dance on the beach, or just watch? Whatever you decide, it will be a cool experience. Saturday, December 14th, it's the Special Olympics Cowens Gap Polar Plunge. Come chill out at Cowens Gap State Park in Fort Loudon and support Special Olympics Pennsylvania athletes. Registration and check-in begins at 10:30 a.m. Every dollar raised helps support vital programming for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Learn more at specialolympicspa.org/polar plunge.
Meredith Medical Center has been receiving straight A's. Hi, this is Heather Markell, Meredith Medical Center's Chief Nursing Officer. We are proud to announce that the hospital has earned its 4th straight A designation for hospital safety grade from patient safety watchdog, the Leapfrog Group. Leapfrog says that only 30% of hospitals in the U.S. have received an A. It's the dedication of our team members that got this award, so let's give them a big thank you for all that they do, and thank you for choosing Meredith Medical Center.
Our Bruce Carson Jewelers invites you to our holiday open house on December 6th and 7th. We are hosting a Marco Biccico trunk show featuring their distinctive Italian designer jewelry. We are excited to share Marco Biccico's beautiful line with you. Those who purchase any Marco Biccico piece will be entered to win a pair of Marco Biccico hoop earrings. We will also be offering $50 off $250, $100 off $500, and $500 off $2,500 or more throughout the store. Some exclusions apply. Our Bruce Carson Jewelers, making timeless memories since 1902.
Attention shoppers, Four Pools has big news.
Yes, Robbie, I think you're going to like the news.
Four Pools is opening their 4th location, a pop-up store across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
It will be convenient for Christmas shopping, and to celebrate the grand opening of the pop-up store, they have special grand opening prices on hot tubs and endless pools. There's a special truckload of hot tubs, including a limited number of factory second hot tubs up to 30% off. Right again, Robbie. There's no better way to ease those aches and pains than with your very own hot tub. Imagine soaking in hot bubbling water after a long day. It's like a warm hug for your body, and Floor Pools is where relaxation meets savings. Take advantage of special prices now during the grand opening of Floor Pools' new pop-up store at Valley Mall, Hagerstown, or stop by any of Floor Pools' 3 locations in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
Don't let your home be a source of worry. Call Man Plumbing for any cooling, heating, or plumbing needs. Be ready for fall's cooler temperatures with an HVAC checkup to keep your system running at peak efficiency and save money. Ask us about tax credits on a new high-efficiency Train system. This fall, rely on Man Plumbing and Heating, your area's Train comfort specialist, to keep your family cozy and warm. Call Man Plumbing and Heating, 717-352-9549. It's hard to stop a train.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
I'm Andy, and I'm here with Erin Hellman. She's the South Hagerstown High School Rebels volleyball coach. How are you doing today, Erin?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing excellent. Thanks. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how did you land the volleyball coaching job at South Hagerstown High School?
So I am a teacher at E. Russell Hicks Middle School, so it's right down the road. I've always been interested in coaching at a higher level, and South High ended up coming about. And the head coach previous to me actually reached out to me and was like, hey, this position's opening. And I applied and just hoped for the best and got the position.
Awesome. And you went to Williamsport High School, is that right?
I did. I went there, and then I also went to Washington County Technical High School.
Okay. And you if you don't mind me asking, what year did you graduate?
2019.
Oh, okay. So not that long ago.
No, like 6, what are we in now? Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It'll be 6 coming up, I think.
Yeah, a lot longer than me, but yeah.
Yeah, well.
I graduated from Williamsport as well. I was 2005, so a little bit before you.
That's right.
Yeah, very familiar with both schools, actually. My sister attended South High as well, so, I kind of have a history there. I was the little brother that was always running around the hallways and saying I'm bored all the time because she did band, cheerleading, you name it, she was in it. So I'm very familiar with South High as well as Williamsport. You actually played volleyball at Williamsport as well for 3 seasons, is that right?
Yes, I played for 3 seasons. I played for JV for 2 seasons and varsity for 1.
Okay. Now, your specialization, you specialized in defense and you played is it libero? And am I saying that right?
Yeah, I was a defensive specialist for Williamsport. I did not play libero for them, but I did play for libero. I did play libero for my club and travel teams.
Okay, so you did play a little club volleyball as well, outside of the high school team.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool. So describe to me. I've had it described to me once before, and I feel like I sound so dumb when I ask. What is the libero position?
The libero position, so they are the ones who have the different colored shirt in the back row of the court. Their job is to try just being the leader on the back court and picking up as much as what they want to pick up, or not as much as what they want, but they need to pick up the ball. Like, that's their job. Typically, whoever is chosen as libero is the best passer, so they just have really good serve receive. They have really good ball control. They read the ball, they read the hitters, they read the block pretty well. They're a leader on the backcourt, typically is what you look for in a libero. I've actually transitioned from having the mindset of a libero being in the back middle to libero being in the five. As you watch like higher college volleyball, they typically have their liberos in the back left corner rather than the middle back. So I've changed that since I've played, but I typically played in the middle back whenever I played.
Okay, so the libero is kind of like the quarterback in football, and is that a good way to describe it?
That's a good way to describe it. They're just basically they are starting the play. Like, without them, we wouldn't have the ball up. Like, they are the first. Typically, they're the first touch. Now, I mean, depending on who passes back there, but they are typically the first pass. So the first.
Makes sense.
I don't know how else to describe it besides that.
I had it described to me once before, and I listened intently, but it was once. So and I'm a guy, so it's usually in one ear and out the other. So
They're just different colored jersey. Just different colored jersey in the back row.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. You played a little bit of volleyball in middle school as well at Springfield, right?
I did. Yes, I played 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Question for you: when you were there, were they still the River Rats or were they the Cougars?
We were the Cougars.
I
know.
I was the River Rat. We used to have those ugly gym uniforms that had the rats on them. Oh man, I hated those things. Be lucky you didn't have to wear one.
I feel like for like the cross country middle school runs that they had like the River Rats. Like, it was called like the River Rat Run still. So they still had the River Rat stuff, but we were called the Cougars. So I don't know. Gotcha. But I mean, we just had plain Cougars. We didn't have any cool logos. So at least you guys had a logo.
Yeah, true. Did you do any other coaching before you started coaching at South High, or is South your first coaching job?
South is not my first coaching job. I actually got into coaching I want to say my senior year, maybe my freshman year of college. So senior year of high school, freshman year of college. I started coaching at Washington County Recreation. So I coached the elementary league and the middle school league. And that kind of is where my passion for coaching began. I then leveled up. I took like a year off because I just need to focus on academics and getting my degree. So I took a year off, and then I began coaching at Liberty Elite for I did like half a season. And then I went to Shenandoah Surge just recently, and I coached the 16U national team.
Oh, cool. Wow. So a lot of coaching experience. I figured that was probably the case in high school volleyball. It probably wasn't your first coaching job. It's usually, the recreational side of sports is usually somebody's first coaching job. I mean, it's usually what you see. But I want to go to a little bit of the team here and your guys' past season. The philosophy describe to us a little bit about the philosophy that you have for your team and how you approach the season and what you hope to accomplish with your players when you're, let's say, at the beginning of this season, what were your goals set out for you as well as your players?
My goal for my girls was to learn teamwork, and to begin developing a higher volleyball IQ. So placing the ball in smarter position, like just smarter places on the court, and not getting down on themselves. Like, the mental aspect of a student athlete is something that I really, really focused on this season. I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, to be honest, I was like, I had a really good club season for my 16s national team. And I was like, all right, so I'm really thinking this is going to be good. And it was a whole different ball game. Like, it's 5 days a week of practices compared to club where you have 2 days a week of practice, sometimes 3. So it was a different ball game, and you don't understand, like, how much that takes on an athlete, a student athlete especially, because they have schoolwork, they have this, they have that. So that's where the time management came in, where they had to learn that pretty quickly, especially my freshmen. Like, they had to learn time management, and we sat down, like, I pulled my freshmen very often, and we talked about time management. And it was difficult conversations to have with them. Like, they need to understand that they need to have certain grades in order to stay on the team. Like, and that goes for like my sophomores, my juniors and seniors too. Like, they knew the expectations, but coming in, I had different expectations than maybe what was like given the last couple seasons. Really with like the teamwork, my biggest thing was to build culture and community amongst my JV and my varsity teams. Like, it's not just JV and varsity, it's all one. Like, we are a team. Doesn't matter what title you have. So to do that, we did like a sisters program. I actually took that idea from Williamsport because we did that and I really enjoyed it. It's where JV is like the little sisters and varsity is the big sister. So we like paired them up together. And that was like really cool. So they like got like an away gift bag kind of thing, like just a drink and a candy type of deal. And that was cool. Fun. And that built like a lot of encouragement because I told them too, I was like, write a little note in it, like just an encouragement note. And they did, and like it always like got the girls hyped and excited for the away games because away games can be really long, like in the bus rides and stuff. So just doing with the teamwork, the time management, the mental health aspect, like we talked a lot about that. Like, just sometimes we need to take a break and we need to breathe, like take time to self-care and reflect on what we need in order to be successful on the court. So there's like just a lot of talks on that. Like, we would just sit in a huddle and we would just talk because sometimes you can't play until you have that mental game and that mental aspect of things. Like, if you're not mentally there, you're not going to play to your best ability. And along with that, like in practice, if a girl said they can't do it, like that's when I have to like pound in their head, you can do it. And I make them like yell that they can do it. And I keep telling them like to yell it until they do it. And then they're like, oh, okay. Like, so now they have like the I can mentality rather than the I can't mentality. That's kind of like what I've seen in athletes is once they say I can't, they can't and they don't do it because they have that barrier where it's like, I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it and I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to have the capability to do it. But saying that you can and changing that statement has really helped my girls a lot throughout the season.
That's awesome. You sound like you really do sound like a player's coach. You know, a lot of interaction with your players. Would you say that's kind of your style of coaching?
That is my style of coaching. Relationships is what I'm big on. Like relationships. Like, I cannot emphasize that more. Like, if you do not have a relationship with your athlete, they are not going to trust you. They are not going to want to come to you to talk to you about anything. They're not going to want to come to practice. Like, you want to make practice as enjoyable as possible. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. There were times where my girls were like, you are not being your best A game. Like, they would tell me that. And that's where you need to like have that barrier and be like, okay, like, then what can we do? And that's where we had, again, like, we have the teamwork because I'm a coach, but I'm also a part of the team. Like, I'm there to help make the team successful. So we sat down and like, we talked about, okay, what can we do to be better then? And ever since then, that's really what turned our season around. Like, we started winning games. We started getting pumped. We started getting hyped. And of course it was towards like mid-season, but like it was nice to have that communication from my athletes and be like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, how can we build from this? So it's really, I would say, yes, that is my coaching style, like the relationships and being able to talk to them.
Yeah. Once the players, I feel like once high school players figure out, you know, you're not just playing the sport in high school to win. That's a big factor, but you're also playing it for the experience. You're playing it, you know, you don't know it at the time, but you're learning life lessons while playing.
Right.
And thanks to great coaches like yourself, I can hear the passion in your voice about the team, and it's wonderful to hear. How did the Rebels do this year on the record wise?
We went 4-10, I believe is what it was.
Okay.
So not amazing. But we had great competition this year. We stuck with a lot of great teams. We went 4 sets with Boonesboro, so the state championship team in 1A. Williamsport, we went 0-3. I'm trying to think. We really did not stick too highly with some of the county teams this year, which I was like, that is like my one thing I'm like focused on this year is like sticking with the county. We really outdid like the counties outside of us. We really stuck with them. But again, that's where the mentality comes from. Like, my girls are very capable of beating any team. It's the of saying that they can do it and not going in with a negative mindset of, oh, well, we lost against them last year, so we're not going to win this year. So it's like just that mental mentality that we need to work on. But that's my goal for next season is to be competitive with our county teams.
That's a great goal to have. Did you want to highlight any of your players from this past season? Did you have any seniors on the team? How many seniors did you have? Do you have any returning seniors coming back?
We had 5 seniors this year. So I had a captain, Sierra Shoemaker. She was my libero. She was awesome. Anything you told her to do, she was like, yes, coach, got it. Yes, coach, got it. Very, very awesome girl. Malia Tucker, she was also a senior. She's going to be very, very much so missed. I could put her in any position that I needed. She was the quietest on my team, but anywhere I put her, she was like able to do it. And she was like, she's short. She's 5'1". I put her as an outside. And she could put the ball down if she needed to. So, she's awesome. I'm going to miss her a lot next year. Some highlights for some upcoming players that we have. I really want to highlight Malia Moore and Isadora McCarty. They will be seniors this upcoming season, so they both are juniors this season. Malia Moore is a defensive specialist and an outside hitter. Isadora McCarty is an outside. I have phenomenal freshmen. I put 3 freshmen on my team this year. And to be honest, that was not expected at all. So I have 2 freshmen right now, Tenley Yost and Carson Lehman. They both are my middles. And then I have Aubrey Sox, who is a setter. So I'm really excited to see what club season does for those 3 girls to help us for the high school season.
Do a lot of the high school players that play on your team, do all of them or most of them play in club volleyball outside of the high school setting?
Yes, majority of them, yes.
Okay.
There's a few who may not, but besides maybe 1 or 2, all of them typically do play club, yes.
Yeah, because I know with high school, you have the dual sport or multi-sport athletes, and some of them play, other sports in high school as well. But I guess if volleyball is a main focus sport for you, you'll participate in whatever you can get into at the time.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yes.
So when you were playing at Williamsport, and you said you graduated 2019, so that would have been your senior year. Was Karen Hampton still the coach then?
She was, yes. It
Okay.
was. So what was unique about her is I had her for my freshman year as my JV coach. And then I had Ashley, I don't know her last name now. Ashley Plume, I think is what her last name was at the time.
Oh, yeah. I went to school with her, yeah.
Yeah, she was my JV coach my sophomore year, and then Coach Moyer, which was her last name. So Coach Hampton, I guess. She was my junior year varsity coach. So I didn't play my senior year.
Oh, okay. So, but you said you did take away from. You said taken away from Williamsport. You said the big sister thing that you do with your players. Did you take anything else away from Williamsport? Playing under Karen Hampton now, I guess is her last name.
Yeah.
That you use today.
Yes, I've actually taken a lot. I've taken a lot from that program. That program is a winning mentality. Like, they have the winning mentality, just idea. And I love that. One thing that, actually, there's several things I've honestly taken away from her. I incorporated the 1 mile run that my girls have to do during tryouts, and we do it every day before practice because it is so important to be able to be conditioned for 5 sets. 5 sets does not sound a lot, but it is. Like, that is 4 sets to 25, and it could be very close games. And then you have a game to 15 that you have to have the best endurance. And if you don't, you're probably not going to win. So, having that conditioning aspect, I brought into the South High program. The middle school, so whenever I played, we worked very closely with our middle school. So what I had was my players, JV and varsity, I had them sign up to like referee and score the middle school home games. Just one, that helped them with SSL hours, and two, like that helped them be like, hey, like this is what we do at South High. Like, we're not just about South High, but we're also about you guys who are coming up to be Rebels eventually, and to set that expectation and that tone like right off the bat. Really, I emphasize the conditioning, and that's really what we were emphasized as being a Wildcat. We emphasized so much with the conditioning aspect and the mentality. Like, if we had an attitude, we were pulled. Like, I'll never forget, in 7th grade, I was in middle school in 7th grade, Springfield Middle. Coach Crabtree was one of the English teachers there. And I was not a very good, like, I was a good student, but, like, I had a mouth on me, I had an attitude, and I gave it to some of my teachers. And, of course, I was a part of the middle school program. And Coach Crabtree pulls me aside, and she's like, we don't tolerate that at South High. Or not South, I'm sorry, Williamsport High. She's like, we do not tolerate that. That is not the Wildcat way. And if you cannot do that, you will not be making this Wildcat team once you get to high school. You need to turn it around. I cried. I called my dad. I was so upset. And that is something I actually brought to South High too. I said that, like, I tell my kids all the time who are volleyball players in my class, I'm like, you want to play up at South High? You want to play there? Have a better attitude in life. And they're like, okay. So
see, that's where those
attitude,
life lessons come in.
Absolutely. So that is one thing I definitely brought to, like, I'm kind of glad that I have the middle schoolers here, so that way I can prepare them for what to look forward to. It's nice too that my assistant is actually, she works here too. So she is the 7th grade teacher, ironically, but she is a 7th grade math teacher. So, and I'm a 6th grade math teacher. So, having that aspect is kind of nice too.
That's really cool. That's great to see. I'm excited to see what the season holds for you guys next year, and I can't wait to see the Rebels have success. I'm always secretly rooting for the Rebels right underneath the Wildcats because, you know, I have kind of a history there too. But Aaron, thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate you coming on so much. It's been a blast talking to you. Good luck to your Lady Rebels next season, and we'll have to touch base about the team before the volleyball season starts next year.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local.